Hello, Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do my review of 90 Day Fiance, Before the 90 Days, Season 5, Episode 7. And they titled this, Never Have I Ever. This should have been titled, You're Not Man Enough for Me. That's what this should have been titled. Okay, the first couple we are going to talk about is Kimberly and Uzman. Okay, so we see Uzman and Kimberly. They meet up in front of the resort. Uzman says that now that his music video is done, it is time to spend time with Kimberly. So they are in a car and they're driving. And Uzman tells Kimberly that he likes her. And she tells him that she loves him. So they get to this place called Stone Town. It's pretty. It's really nice. It's by the water. And they do some shopping. Uzman gets a hat because Kimberly thinks that he looks like Michael Jackson when he puts the hat on. And because she says that, he gyrates his hip and makes a sound. Ah! I guess he's pretending to be Michael Jackson. Pathetic. Uzman doesn't look anything like Michael Jackson, and he doesn't sound anything like Michael Jackson. But for some reason, I guess because he's black, he reminds her of Michael Jackson. And when he puts the hat on and gyrates his hip and make that sounds, Kimberly gets all excited. Uzman says Kimberly is obsessed with Michael Jackson. Okay, so they shop around. They get matching bracelets, which is cute. And Kimberly, she's in seventh heaven. She says he's her personal Michael Jackson. And every time she mentions Michael Jackson, he goes, oh! Michael Jackson does not make that sound. He's pretending to be Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson does not make that sound. Okay, so it's dark now, and they sit down somewhere to talk. And Kimberly tells Uzman that she thinks he should give up his room and stay in her room. Uzman looked at her like she had two heads. He was like, he said, wait, what? He said, stay in your room? Poor Uzman, you should see the look on his face. Uzman said he's not thinking that they should stay in the same room after they've decided that he doesn't want them to stay in the same room until they have decided that they're boyfriend and girlfriend. But Kimberly's like, when are you going to decide that? At the end of the trip? And then you're never ever going to get to stay in my room and have sex with me? She wants some sex. So Uzman says, he tells her, you always want things your way. Well, not always. He just said, you want things your way. And then he drops the hammer on her. He tells her, you're acting like my ex-wife. He tells her she's acting like his ex-wife. And he doesn't really believe that. He's just telling her that to throw her off so she'll quit harassing him to stay in her room and have sex with her. But when he says that, she gets upset. And Uzman is just on the show with her to advance his career. He does not want Kimberly. He doesn't want to kiss Kimberly. He doesn't want to sleep in Kimberly's room. He doesn't want to have sex with Kimberly. He's just using Kimberly to be on the show to advance his career. And then Kimberly says to him, it's not like I'm begging you for sex. Yes, you are. You are. She's an embarrassment. She's what, 52 years old? Or 50 years old or whatever. I am older than that woman. And she's begging this 30-something-year-old man for sex. Go find somebody your own age and harass them. What's wrong with her? She's making 50-year-old women look bad, like we're desperate. We can't find somebody. She is out of her freaking mind, and she's really embarrassing. She's old enough to know that this man does not want her. You know when somebody wants you. Oh, my gosh. I want to sneeze. So she's pissed because he won't stay in her room. So they're getting ready to leave. She said, I want to go back to the room. So he says, you want me to put my Michael Jackson hat back on? She says, I don't care what you do. And he tries to hold her hand and she's like, no. So he's practically fighting her to try to hold her hand. Leave her alone. But Kimberly, you should try and get as much affection from that man as you can get. Let that man hold your hand. You know you want to hold his hand, but you're trying to punish him like you think you're punishing him by not holding his hand. He don't want to hold your hand. He's just doing it just to make you feel better. That's all. So they get into a taxi to go back to the hotel. And while they're riding, I have sinuses, so I'll keep doing that. I'm not taking drugs or anything. I just have a sinus problem, and I haven't taken anything for it. That's all. Anywho, they're in a taxi going back to the resort, and he said to her, are you still pissed at me? Oh, this is really bothering me. He said, are you still pissed at me? And she says, no. She said, I don't want to act like your ex-wife. I don't want to make you think that, I don't want to try and make you do something that you don't want to do. Yes, you do. You don't want to force this man to have sex with you. And you're pissed at him because he doesn't want to. So he tells her she's beautiful and he rubs her face. And now she's not pissed at him anymore. These two are out of their mind. He is not man enough for you, Kimberly. And you know what? I'm going to say this about Uzman. I know Uzman is not attracted to Kimberly. But I don't know if he's attracted to women in general. Because that pretty little girl that he was doing the, I shouldn't call her a little girl. That pretty woman that he was doing the video with, he wouldn't even touch her. The producer had to come and take Uzman's hand and put it on her leg. And then when he said, the producers was saying, or the director of the video was saying, look at her, the woman had to actually move his head like that so he could look at her. I don't know if he's, if he likes women like that. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's no big deal, but I don't know. He's suspect to me. Anywho, where was I? Oh, so they get to the hotel and they get out of the car and he was giving her £1 like that she's his buddy or something. And then he doesn't even walk her to her room. He walks off and goes on to his own room. He's not man enough for you, Kimberly. No, dump him, drop him, go find you somebody your age in the States. Because Uzman does not want you and he's not the man for you. He's not man enough for you. That's what the title should have been. So Kimberly is in her room and it's been an hour now. She's in her room and she is drinking wine in her bed, on her phone, messing with her phone, doing whatever. There's a knock at the door. Here comes Uzman. She opens the door and it's Uzman. I think the producers told him to go into her room. He said, man, we'll help you with your career. We'll give you a little bit of money, whatever. Just go into her room. You don't have to have sex with her. Just go into her room and spend the night there. Because they want it to be spicy. I'm pretty sure they told him to go into her room. So he goes into the room. And she says, oh, okay. So he said, can I stay here? And she goes, yes. She goes, if you want to or something like that. She knows damn well if he tried to walk out that door, she would have grabbed him. But she said, yes, you can stay in my room. And he's getting ready to get into bed. And she wants to cuddle. He's like, no. And he puts pillows in between them as a barrier so that she can't touch him. I was like, wow. Kimberly, this man does not want. Then he started talking about his yam. He mentions a yam. And she wants to see his yam. Kimberly, he does not want you. He doesn't want you. Leave him alone. Oh my gosh. What happened next? That's it. They went to bed. He put the pillow of walls up between them. And they went to sleep. And that is the end of Uzman and Kimberly. Next up is Geno and Jasmine. Okay, so Jasmine is getting dressed up because she's going out with her friends to celebrate her divorce being final. She looks great. I love her outfit. I love her shoes. She looked good. I love that little dress she was wearing. She told Geno he wasn't invited. Poor Geno. She tells him he's not invited. And she makes him put her shoes on. And then she leaves out, and the little party that they were having is in the same hotel, maybe on the floor below, I think. So she goes to the hotel room, and she's sitting there with her friends, It was two girlfriends and her hairdresser, and they're talking shit. They're drinking wine or champagne, and they're talking shit about Geno. She's talking about how when she had sex with Geno, she almost killed him, and he's old, so the C-19 probably, he got to be careful of that. She's just talking crap about poor Geno. He's not man enough for her. He's not man enough for her. That should have been the title of this episode. So anyway, yeah, she's talking crap about him, and then all of a sudden he's knocking at the door. There's a stripper. So the stripper is, gyrating on what's her name? I was about to call her Jocelyn. Gyrating on Jasmine, and Jasmine is drinking and she's having a blast. She is having a good old time with the stripper. And while she's doing that, her girlfriend is videotaping the whole thing. So they go back to Geno's room. All three of them. They take the champagne or the wine or whatever they were drinking and go back to Geno's room. And they're drinking, and Geno is excited that what do I want to call this woman, Jocelyn? That Jasmine brought the party to him. And the girlfriend pulls out her phone and shows him the videotape of Jasmine with the stripper. Who does that? That's a friend? Who does that? Why would she do that to him? And Geno is pissed. So they realize he's pissed. They said his face is turning red. Let's go. So they left. And Geno is pissed at Jasmine. And he says to her, excuse me. He says to her, what if I did that? What if I had some stripper, on me, rubbing her stuff on me, rubbing her legs and thighs on my legs and thighs? What if I did that? Would you like it? And she said no. And so she apologized to him for that. And then they walked off into the bedroom and did what grown folks do, I guess. Enough of Jasmine and Geno. Next is Alina and Caleb. Okay. So Caleb, so it's Elijah last night in Turkey. So they're all out to dinner. And apparently, oh my gosh. Apparently, Elijah walked in on Caleb and Alina while they were having sex the night before. And Caleb looks pissed. He looks upset. Elijah said to Alina, Caleb said Alina gave him a key to the room. And Alina asked Elijah, why did you come to the room? And Elijah said he forgot his brush. And Caleb asked him, why did you need a brush at that time of night? And Elijah said, I was on my way out. He was going out, and I guess he needed to brush his hair. So couldn't he have just wet his hair and just slick it back? He didn't need a brush. He didn't come to their room. And why didn't he knock on the door? Or why didn't he call her and say, can I come to your room and get my brush? He just used the key and come in. I think Elijah wanted to participate with the activities that was going on. I think that's what he wanted to do. Why would you just come to someone's room like that and not knock? Something else. But Alina thought that was funny. Thought it was funny. Caleb did not think it was funny. And then Caleb is brutally honest in his confessional. He said that Elijah is leaving the next day, and he's concerned. He has concerns about him and Alina has one more week together. They're by themselves, just them two together, and he's concerned. Even though he doesn't like Elijah, he's concerned about the stuff that he does for Alina. Now it's all going to fall on Caleb. And Caleb's kind of worried about that. Now he's going to have to do everything for Alina that Elijah does for her. Iron her clothes, curl her hair, put on her makeup. Pretty girl, pretty. He's going to have to do the things for her that Elijah does for her. And he's kind of concerned about that. I'm glad that he's brutally honest, saying that, letting us know that he's worried about doing all of that. And they have a whole week together. All right, what happened next? Let's see what happened next. Okay, and Elijah wants so badly to tell Caleb that Alina was talking to her ex-boyfriend, was living with her ex-boyfriend while she was talking to Caleb. I don't see the big deal. So what? They're in two different countries. They talk to each other for 13 years on and off, and she's living with an ex-boyfriend and she's not dating him anymore. I guess it was just financially better for her to live with the ex-boyfriend than to leave right away. You know, when you break up with someone, you can't just leave right away because maybe your finances aren't that great for you to just up and leave. So what was the big deal? They weren't together. They weren't sleeping together. They weren't together anymore. It was her ex-boyfriend, and she was living there while she was talking to Caleb, who's in a totally different country. So I just don't see the big damn deal of this big old secret. So Elijah brings up that he wants to play a game. Never ever have I ever. He's messy. He's trying to get Alina to tell Caleb the truth. So he's trying to find a way of having her tell Caleb the truth. So so Elijah says, never have I ever had sex with 100 women. And if the person who has done that needs to drink, so Caleb drinks. So Caleb have had sex with 100 women. Caleb is 28 years old and he's from Arizona. He's 28, I think. And he's from Arizona. What the hell is going on in Arizona that he's had sex at age 28? He's had sex with over 100 women. I ain't going no Arizona. Anyway. And now Elena is worried that Caleb is a playboy and he's not interested in committing to her. He just out there doing his thing, putting a notch on his bedpost. And why would he choose to be in a relationship with Alina instead of one of these 100 women that he's been with? Why would he come? Why would I don't get that. He has had sex. He claims he's had sex with over 100 women, but now he comes to to Turkey to meet Alina. Why? Can't get my words out. How come one of these 100 women weren't good enough for him, weren't good enough to be his girlfriend? Why would he choose Alina over one of these hundreds of women? That Alina, for one thing, she lives in a different country. She's a little person. She has disabilities. Why would he choose her over these 100 women in Arizona that he's been with? I don't understand that, Caleb. All right, so what happened next? And they haven't even, Alina is trying to force him to make a decision on whether or not they're going to be girlfriend and boyfriend. And they haven't even declared their love for each other. So why? I don't get it, you know. And Elijah is so messy. He said, never have I ever kept a big secret from my partner, which I have known for 13 years. So Caleb look at Alina and says, he's not talking about me, so he must be talking about you. So poor Alina. I shouldn't say poor Alina because it's... So she says to him, I'll talk about it with you when we get into the room. And she's kind of pissed at Elijah for doing that. And then Elijah, he's still trying to be messy. He says to Caleb, so where are we with the relationship? What stage are we in this relationship? And Caleb has to say again, we're at the stage where we're trying to get to know each other. That's the stage we're in. And then Alina says, well, what did she say? She said, what did she say? Yeah, she said, I would like to know. She said something about him being indecisive. Oh, Alina told Caleb she is tired of him being indecisive. Yes, she says she's tired of him being indecisive. He's not being indecisive. He hasn't made a decision. He's not going back, should I, shouldn't I, should I? He's just trying to get to know her. And then after he feels like he's known her, then he'll make a decision. He's not indecisive. So he tells her that. He says, I'm not indecisive. He says, I'm trying to get to know you first. We should try to get to know each other first and not rush into anything and then make a decision. How many times must he tell her this? It's not getting through to her thick skull. He's trying to get to know you better. That's it. And then he'll decide whether or not he wants to be in a relationship with you or not. They have a whole week left. Chill the hell out, Alina. So anyway, they argued a little bit back and forth. And then they go back to the hotel and they tell Elijah goodbye. And Alina and Caleb go to their room. And they get ready for bed. And Caleb gets in bed with his phone. And Alina, she's trying to get in bed and she's struggling. She's struggling a little bit to get into the bed. And Caleb didn't even help her. He just allowed her to struggle. She's trying to get up on the bed. She's standing on a stool, trying to, or kneeling on the stool, trying to hoist herself up on the bed. And the stool is moving away from the bed while she's doing that. That could have been a real incident. Caleb just, laying there in the bed or sitting up in bed with his phone, ignoring her. Didn't even try to help her. Thought that was kind of mean. Anyway, she gets up into bed and she tells him, when I was talking to you, I was still living with my ex-boyfriend. That's the big secret. So he was like, see, that's why we need to get to know each other better, because we need to know things like this. I didn't know you were keeping a secret. I didn't know about this ex-boyfriend you were living with. That's why we need to take the time to go slow and get to know each other. Then she says, we've known each other for 13 years. And he said, no, we haven't known each other personally for 13 years. Texting each other back and forth, that's not knowing somebody. That's not getting to know somebody. Being with them physically day in and day out, then you can get to know them. So he told her, he said, no, we haven't known each other personally for 13 years. And then she didn't have anything to say about that because it's the truth. And then that shut her down. That shut her down. She didn't have anything else to say after that. All right, next we're going to Memphis and Hamza. Hamza? Whatever. Okay. So we see Memphis and Hamza packing. They're going to the embassy to so that Memphis can fill out paperwork that is required for a foreigner to marry Tunisian. I can't say that word. Tunisian. So they have to go to the embassy, and it's 2 hours away. So after they go to the embassy, they plan on staying in a hotel instead of coming all the way back to Hamza's mom's apartment. So Memphis asks Hamza if, how are we getting to the embassy? And he says if he can't find a car, they can take a bus. And she was like, oh no, there's the C-19 out there. And plus, they have a suitcase because they're packing because they're going to stay at a hotel. She said she don't want to take the bags on the bus with them. So he calls his friend and asks his friend to take them. So the friend comes. Yeah, the friend comes to take them. And then the friend tells Hamza that he has to go home and get his insurance papers because he doesn't have them with him. He forgot them. So, they tell Memphis, they're in the car, and they tell Memphis, and Memphis is like, oh, okay. So an hour later, we see them still sitting there waiting. We don't know what's going on because the guy told Hamza that it would take about 15 minutes for him to get his insurance paper, and an hour later, and then Hamza tells Memphis it's going to take 10 minutes to get the papers. So then an hour later, we see them still sitting there waiting for these papers. So, what's her name? Memphis is pissed. She said, we're not going to make it to the embassy. She is pissed. And she's pissed at Hamza. Why is she pissed at Hamza? It's not his fault. He got a ride. He got the ride in time. His friend forgot his insurance card. I wonder if the producers did that, tell them that you forgot your insurance card because they want to cause some kind of drama. They don't want them to go to the embassy that day and everything is hunky-dory. They want some type of drama to happen. They want to put them in situations where drama happens to see how they react. And what's her name? Memphis was pissed at Hamza. And it wasn't his fault. Yeah, he's a man child, but it wasn't his fault. She's starting to realize that he's not a man, and she's gonna have to take care of him and do everything. Memphis, he's not the man for you. He's not man enough for you. That should have been the title. He's not man enough for her. So anyway, they got the insurance paper an hour later, and they can't go to the embassy because the embassy is closed. But it takes 2 hours to get to the embassy. So by the time they go to the embassy is closed, so they go straight to the hotel. And what's her name? Memphis likes the hotel. It's like an upstairs downstairs type thing. Maybe a B&B, I don't know, but it's nice. Yeah, she loves the hotel room, and she wants a drink. So the producer asks Hamza if he drinks, and he says he drinks on special occasion and with special people. And the person translated that for Memphis. So she got them some drinks, and while they're drinking their drinks, she told him to slow down because she wants him to be able to do sexy time. And he says that he didn't tell her this. He just said it to the camera. He said that sexy time should be better now because he's not at his mother's house. He's in a hotel room. So now he can, he'll be better at sexy time. And he told, Memphis told him not to drink too much because she wants to make sure he's not like this. And he goes, oh, not like this, like this. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So then she tells him, what did she tell him? She told him that if they don't get married on this trip, they are not going. She's not going to be in a relationship with him when she goes back to the States, and he's pissed. Hamza said that he said to the camera that he got the impression that she is more concerned with the papers than with him. Well, of course she wants to marry you now because how is she going to do a long distance relationship? You're halfway across the world. She has 2 kids and a career. She can't keep flying back and forth to fill out paperwork. So she's trying to get everything done now so that she don't have to keep flying back and forth, to get this done. She has responsibilities back in the States. She has a whole career and she has 2 kids she's raising. She can't be coming back and forth constantly to fill out paperwork. See, Hamza, I don't know what his problem is. He's just not man enough for Memphis. Hamza said if she truly loves him, she wouldn't break up with him. I love that dashiki he was wearing. It was really cute. He said to her, you like Hamza or you like marriage? She told him, I like both. What question is that? In her confessional, Memphis said that she will not do long distance for the rest of her life. And I don't blame her. They either get married now, which I think is too early because they don't really know each other that well. But I wouldn't do any long distance. I won't even do 30 minutes away. More than 30 minutes away. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to drive more than 30 minutes away to see some guy. I'm not doing that. Anyway, we're done with Hamza and Memphis. Now we're on Ella. Ella goes to a restaurant to meet up with her friends, her best friend, and the best friend's husband. The best friend's husband is a Haitian. She tells them that Johnny was denied the Singapore visa. She told them that Dubai does not require a visa, so he can go there and quarantine there for 14 days and then fly to the U.S. But Johnny told Ella that he wanted to delay the trip because he's worried about the Delta V. And now Ella feels like she's wasting her time with Johnny because every time they make plans for Johnny to come to the state, to come to Idaho, some issue comes up with Johnny. And Ella says she's getting tired of putting up with his crap. That's what she says. So the friend's husband tells her, well, maybe he's not coming because his parents want him to marry a Chinese girl. But the parents do want him to marry a Chinese girl, but I don't think because they were so involved in his ex-wife's life, or his marriage before, he doesn't want them involved in his relationship now. So I don't think it has anything to do. The reason he's not coming is because of the parents. I think the reason he's not coming is because he's afraid of, getting sick. So Ella plans on talking to Johnny to find out the real reason why he keeps delaying coming to the States. I think she should go to China instead of him coming here. He has a child and his mom and dad to take care of financially. She has nobody to take care of financially but herself. Why don't she go to China? He is uprooting his whole, he quit his job, got rid of his apartment to come here for 3 months and then go back to nothing. I don't understand why he's coming here. Because he's not coming here to work. He's not coming here on a work visa. So why is he coming here just to meet her? If just to meet her, then she should go to China. Sorry. So we see Ella FaceTiming Johnny. She told Johnny that she wants him to stop delaying coming to the States. And Johnny said the number of Americans is on the rise. The number of Americans getting sick is on the rise. And if he gets sick while here, the hospital bill will be expensive. If he gets sick in China, the government pays for his medical bills. That's what he said. Sorry. I have a tickle in my throat. So Ella told him that she doesn't think it's bad enough for him not to come. Johnny says that's what we call American thinking. They think badly of Americans, don't they? Foreigners think badly of Americans. This happens to be only when I come on camera. I'm here all day long, fine. As soon as I come on camera, got a sneeze, nose itch, tickle in my throat, everything's happening. Johnny says Americans are very brave, but Asians are more cautious. And Ella tells Johnny the real reason why he's not coming. She asked him if the real reason why he's not coming is because of his parents. And he says his parents are happy for him. So Ella starts crying. And I hate it when females use tears to get a man to do what they want him to do. She thinks crying because she's crying now, he's gonna say, okay, baby, I'll come. Don't cry, I'll come. Girl, please. The man is afraid of getting sick because he says if he gets sick, he has no way of paying for it. If he's sick here in the States, he has no way of paying for it. If he gets sick in China, the government pays for it. And that's it. She said, oh, he has his shots and he has that suit that he bought. So why is he afraid? Leave that man alone. The man is not for you. The man is not man enough for you. You want somebody who's brave enough to come over here. The man is not man enough for you, Ella. That's what the title should be. Not man enough for you. Okay, so what did she say? She said she may have to move on. She said, yeah, if he doesn't come here, then she might have to move on. Then move on. Go ahead and move on. You said you tried to date people and you were disappointed with people and you couldn't find nobody to date, so you dated him. Who are you going to move on to? Ella, boy, she's something else. Talking about she got to move on. I don't see why Johnny's coming to the States. I don't. And I think he needs to stay his butt in China. Next is Ximena and Mike. Oh, all right, let's get to it. Okay, so Ximena and Mike, they wake up. We see them waking up. Ximena goes to have coffee. And while she's having coffee, she FaceTime with her sister, Wendy, and tells her that Mike is super gross. Mike is gross, but I don't think he's super gross. Okay, Ximena tells Wendy that Mike throws his clothes everywhere like a child. He's not man enough for you. That should have been the title. She says he let out a fart in front of her and burp on top of her. No, he farted while he was on top of her, kissing her. We saw that last episode. She forgot. She just know he farted. She can't remember when, but I remember he farted while he was laying on top of her in bed, kissing her. Okay? And Mike does not know how to be around a woman. Mike has lived with his father and grandfather for forever. They probably scratching, farting, burping, sneezing, and doing this, and doing all kinds of nasty, disgusting things men do. He doesn't know how to be around a woman. When we saw when he went to the toy store and his friend opened up the door for his wife to walk through, how Mike walked through first. We saw when he first got to what's that place, Columbia, and he was getting out of the taxi, and he gets out of the taxi and shuts the door and leaves Ximena in the taxi, and then realized what he did and turn around and open the door for her. He's not used to being around women. He doesn't know. He's just not used to being around women. All right, so where was I? So Ximena's sister tells Ximena to talk to Mike about his disgusting behavior, you know? Okay, so later we see they go down to go sit down somewhere to talk, Ximena and Mike. And she approached it wrong. What she should have said was, Mike, please, there's a few things I need you to do for me. Don't throw your clothes around. Don't fart in front of me. And don't burp in front of me. That's it, okay, honey? Just remember not to do those things in front of me. I just don't like it, okay? I love you. That's all she should have said. I'm not saying I would have said that. I wouldn't have said it that way. But that's the way it should have been said. Nice. Let me show you what Ximena says. Where was I? She says, I have things I want to talk to you about. She said, I have things I want to talk to you about that I don't like about you. Who says that? You can't take off your clothes and socks and leave them all over the place. She says, when you eat, you burp. You don't have to do that in front of me. Also, when you fart, you don't have to do that in front of me, is what she tells him. She says, it disgusts me. She said, that makes me fall out of love. And Mike basically says he's sorry and he'll try to change. But in his confessional, Mike is shady. Mike says, he said what he is doing is not as bad as going to jail. Like her boyfriend went to jail, or the father of her child went to jail. Running away from kids. They don't take care of their kids. He's shady. Or killing people for money. That's the hitman that she was messing with. Mike was shady in his confessional. Ximena told Mike that if he doesn't change, she will not marry him. And Mike can't believe it. He thinks that he can't believe that she's going to throw away their relationship if he doesn't change. But if she's grossed out by you, Mike, she can't be around you. I wouldn't want to be around somebody I'm grossed out by. Ximena does not think he is man enough for her at all. Last but not least, Ben. Okay. We see 52-year-old Ben packing to go to Peru to meet his 24-year-old girlfriend, Mahogany, for the first time. Ben said he booked 2 hotel rooms because he is saving their physical relationship for after marriage. Now, I thought Mahogany was a catfish because she wouldn't FaceTime him, but I heard through the grapevine that Mahogany is real. Okay? So we shall see. So Ben's 20-year-old son, Elijah, drives him to the airport. And I like Elijah. He seems to love and support his father. And he seems like he's level-headed with a good disposition. So Ben is at the airport and he's waiting to board his flight when he gets a text from Mahogany. Ben tells the producer that Mahogany's father does not trust his intentions and does not want him to come to Peru. Ben said that this is not the first time he has tried to meet Mahogany, and that's another reason why I think she's a catfish. She keeps coming up with these excuses, stupid excuses, why he can't meet her, why he can't come to Peru, and she doesn't want to FaceTime with him. Anyway, that's why I think she's fake. But the grapevine says she's real, so I guess she is. We'll see. All right, so Ben said about a month ago he was going to fly down for Mahogany's birthday, and 3 days before he was supposed to leave, she called him and told him not to come because she wanted him to meet her parents, and her parents were away. That does not make any sense. He's coming down for her birthday, so he's coming down to see her. Her parents are away. What's the big deal? Why he still can't come for her birthday? And it's her birthday and her parents are away. Why are her parents away on her birthday? Doesn't make any sense. And so what if they're away? You're 24, 23 years old. Maybe she was 23 years old at the time, or maybe she was turning 24. She's still old enough to meet some guy, whoever she want to meet. So why couldn't, maybe she was afraid to meet him by herself? I don't know, but that's suspect to me. And why are your parents away on your birthday, during your birthday? Anyway, I think it's just suspect. It just doesn't seem right. It just doesn't, I don't know. Anyway, Ben texts Mahogany back and tells her that he is getting on the plane. And he hopes to see her at the airport. And I don't blame him. He needs to see her, meet her, and find out what the hell is going on. He can't live his life in limbo. He's 52 years old. He don't have time for that. I'm coming, you're not coming. I'm coming, you're not coming. He don't have time for that. Meet her, go there, meet her, and see what the hell's going on. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. She knows she shouldn't expect the man to live his life in limbo. He's not the man for you. He is not the man for you, Mahogany, or you're not the woman for him, or whatever. All right, this is the end of my review / recap of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. I will be back next week with another review. If you would like to see more of my videos, please subscribe, like, comment, share my videos. Thank you so very much for watching. Princess on a Pillow here. Bye.